The opening episode of House of the Dragon features a terrible birth scene that is significant beyond how it initiates the primary conflict of the narrative. This new series, a prequel to HBO's Game of Thrones, takes place around 200 years before the events of the earlier program. In House of the Dragon, the family history of House Targaryen during their rule over the Seven Kingdoms is detailed, with a particular emphasis on Viserys' rule in the fight for power that ensues after his passing. Births will play a significant part in the plot, given the importance that House of the Dragon places on choosing the heir to the Iron Throne and the succession. When it comes to succession, sons are typically preferred over daughters, and the House of the Dragon premiere emphasizes this by holding a celebration for the impending birth of the king's son. Sadly, the pregnancy does not progress as expected, and Viserys is left without a male heir. This starts a chain of events that would ultimately result in civil war, but there's another reason why this scenario is significant. Aemma Targaryen passes away during a difficult birth in The Heirs of the Dragon, the first episode of Season 1 of House of the Dragon, and her young son, Balon, passes away the next day. Although it will be tragic for the realm and terrible for King Viserys to lose both his wife and kid, this sequence is crucial because it highlights the very real risks women can encounter during childbirth. This was notably true during the medieval age, which served as the basis for House of the Dragon, but childbirth is still risky for a lot of women today. It's crucial to be aware of such risks because the plot will involve numerous births as part of the effort to place an heir on the Iron Throne. The death of Aemma and her kid is not the only significant instance of childbirth in House of the Dragon. Even though Rhaenyra is declared the successor at the end of Episode 1, another male Targaryen may theoretically make a stronger case. The birth of additional Targaryens, especially additional male Targaryens, will challenge Rhaenyra's position as heir in the years and episodes to come. House of the Dragon has already hinted at Viserys' brother, Daemon, as a contender. Not to mention that Rhaenyra will have her own children as she works to support her claim. Each of these births will have ramifications for the future of House Targaryen, and luckily, not all will be as horrific or tragic as the one that kills Aemma in House of the Dragon Episode 1. As executive producer Miguel Sapochnik said previously to THR, "We have a number of births in the show and basically decided to give them different themes and explore them from different perspectives the same way I did for a bunch of battles on thrones." In light of this, it is obvious that the scene in which Aemma passes away during childbirth serves as more than just a prelude to a conflict over the succession. Rather, it establishes a status quo where a woman's life is viewed as secondary to the children she can bear. The Maester pressures Viserys to choose between rescuing his son and trying to save his wife, and Viserys decides to save his son. As a result of having to have a C-section, Aemma dies violently and painfully. Viserys is forced to make an impossible decision, and many people still have to today, but House of the Dragon makes it plain that Aemma's life isn't valued as highly as the life of a future male successor by not even involving her in the decision. One of the many ways House of the Dragon will use its birth scenes to examine themes related to women and their place in society is by sending a menacing message to the women who are still alive, especially those concerned in maintaining the Targaryen line of succession.